Hi, welcome back. I had a few questions this week about how to work. It's a pretty good question, how to work with a yantra. First of all, I want to say there's a few different kinds of yantras. So there are yantras that are on copper plates, and those are metal plates that you can use in big puja rituals. Those may even have like fire on them or water thrown on them and different prayers and mantras. They're lines inscribed on copper. So that's one kind of yantra you'll sometimes see. And they have lines. They also have little tiny calligraphy on them at the Sanskrit. One of the yantras I usually work with is the outline. So the outline of the shape, the yantra is the shape of the deity. Okay, so a yantra is a container for the energy of a deity. The yantra comes from a mantra. So say you have the mantra for Venus. I'm going to show you a Venus from my coloring book. And I want to work with the Venus energy. I might do an expanded form of coloring, which would be that, or a more simple, straight up yantra coloring. And I'll take the outline, or I might draw it from scratch, and I'll start to color in a clockwise direction within the shape, from the outside in. And just in case you want to give people a nice Christmas present, coloring yantras is a great introduction to yantras. Here's a yantra that was colored by my son. So you can see, you can just go at it, doing a mantra and going around clockwise until you get to the center. So you start at the edge, the top edge, and you'll color around until you get to the center. And this is the beginning of working with yantras. You're starting to connect with the colors, the lines. The energy starts to come through that, especially if you work with the mantra at the same time. So we'll talk about mantra in a minute. So one thing you can do is color them. Another thing you can do is paint them. So this is a painting. See this shinier silver? That's on watercolor paper. So you can learn how to draw and paint them on my YouTube channel. I can put some links in the comments. So once you have your yantra and you have your intention for working with the mantra and the yantra, say you want to grow something in your life, you might be drawn to having some good luck, some good energy, some expansion. Then I might prescribe for you to work with the Jupiter yantra. And then when you get the yantra, maybe I'll send you the colored image. Maybe you'll get a print. Maybe you'll make it yourself. Maybe you'll color it yourself. So many options. But once you have your yantra finished, then how do you work with it? Okay, so this is like phase 2, okay? First phase is drawing it. Second phase is coloring it or painting it. Third phase is going to be gazing at the center. So this is how you do it. You're going to have your yantra in front of you. You're going to gaze at the Bindu. So the central dot of any yantra is where the deity lives. So this is my, at the time, 8-year-old's Jupiter yantra, and Mr. Jupiter lives at the Bindu. So while you're gazing at the yantra, receiving the blessings of Jupiter and remembering the energy of Jupiter in your own body, you might be doing a mantra. Okay, so for Jupiter, typically we do Om, Brim, Brihaspataye, Namah. There's a mantra for each yantra. We might also do the shorter mantra, which would be Brim, Brim. And I will say that you can say it up to 3 times a day to say hi to the dot. It's like saying the person's name, right? People like to be acknowledged. So the yantra also likes to hear the sound of its bija mantra. So Jupiter's will be Brim, Brim. Om Brim Brihaspataye Namah. is a longer version. So I may say it 3 times a day and look at the yantra. I may also decide I am going to sit for a period, gaze at the yantra, gaze at the bindu, the dot in the center, and work with the mala. So on the mala, there's 108 beads. And this is how it goes. You take the mala, you start where the tassel is. And you don't use the index finger. You use the thumb and the 3rd finger, okay? So it's like this. You make a little container, carrier for the mala beads with your 4th finger, right? 4th finger and thumb. And then you use the 3rd finger to count the beads. Like that. So I'll be gazing at the yantra. Brim, Brihaspataye, Namah. Then I'll move my finger. Brim, Brihaspataye, Namah. Brim, Brihaspataye, Namah. After a period of time, I might close my eyes. Brim, Brihaspataye, Namah. Brim, Brihaspataye, Namah. And continue the 108. And at that point, I might be more internalizing it. So from the inside, I'll be remembering what the yantra looks like. Sometimes you get an after image. So after gazing at yellow for a while, you start to see purple actually in your periphery vision. So these are the ways that I like to start working with the yantras. I'll draw the shape. I'll start to invoke the intention and the energy of that deity. Then I might color. Then by the time I'm coloring, I'm pretty much inside the energy of the mantra and the colors. And it creates a beautiful feeling to start at the edge and to slowly go around to the center. Then I might just go through a period of gazing at the center, central Bindu. So then I may have the yantra on my altar or in a space where I do my meditation. And I'll always do some period of mantra. You can either do 108 with mala beads, or you can just sit and chant for a little bit of time, right? There's no strict rules about this. Sometimes I'll do a period of time. So maybe for 40 days, I will do the practice. Then it's called a sadhana, 40-day sadhana. Usually with an intention, a yantra, a mantra for 40 days, you start to really feel that energy. So I might really feel something growing and shifting and being lucky with that thing, right? In daily life, there's always going to be some shift, some inner shift that happens from the practice. And then some outer shift that you see in your life as things start to change as a result of doing this work. One other thing that's nice, if you have the Yantra deck, is that you can put the card up. So the Yantra card, it's actually a different yantra. This is Bhuvaneshvari, she's a goddess. So maybe we'll put that up for the day or for the 40 days, depending on how much of that energy you want to work with. So I hope that was a little bit of an intro. I'm wondering around me if I have a yantra drawing I can show you here. All right, so have one handy. So here's a drawing. See the nice line drawing? So that's the initial process. Do a drawing, and you really get into the energy of the deity by doing the drawing. So drawing, coloring, painting, gazing at the central dot, and then after 40 days, sometimes people ask me, do I still need to keep working with it? Well, if you love it and you feel like it's still helping you, then just keep going. You could do another 40 days, or you can just keep it on your altar. Sometimes when you feel like you finished the 40 days, like you've really imbibed the energy of that deity, then you can put the yantra up in your house somewhere, and then it'll be an energizing force. It'll be like a vibed up thing that will continue to emit some goodness. So I hope that's enough of an introduction. I hope that answers your question initially. How do I work with the yantra? The main thing is to jump in and just start doing the practice, okay? Start uniting what you're seeing with the sound vibration. Yantra and mantra is tantra. So yantra is the visual, mantra is the sound, and they're connected. Right, the two aspects of the same thing. And then tantra is the expanded experience or the imbibed reality of those energies. So tantra really is seeing the mystical in the everyday, right? So once you've understood this energetic shift, then you start to see how the world is really composed, the fabric of the world. So this all happens from selecting the yantra, starting to either draw or color it, or doing a period of gazing at the center. And then you're receiving the energy of that deity, like you're being showered with his blessings. All right, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe this channel and keep those questions coming. I'll see you next time. Bye.